everybody. It's Friday, June 27th. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. Real glad to be here. It's shaping up to be a really nice afternoon. I think we got thunder and rain over the weekend. And here in Western Canada, this is the Canada Day weekend. Now, Canada Day doesn't come until Tuesday, but there's going to be a huge party going on just north of the border. If you're in the United States, we love our Canada Day weekend up here because you got to remember, we only get like maybe 3 nice months out of the year. So if you're in Florida like Ingrid, or even Oregon like Mary, count your blessings. Mind you, in Oregon, I guess they get a lot of rain, but that don't matter. Here it is. Mike Phillip, call-in line, 844-374-5433. That's 844-374-5433. Now, I'm not a naturopath, okay? I'm a fill-in talk show host, but I am a longevity distributor. And over the last 3 years of studying Dr. Glidden's work and watching his webinars and reading and actually applying what we do with people in my family and my neighborhood, I've watched people overcome a host of health issues that doctors just couldn't. In fact, in a lot of these cases, doctors were definitely making it worse. Well, how is that, you say, Mike Phillip? How is that? Doctors are making it worse? Well, stick around. They are. For instance, did your doctor ever tell you for optimum health you need 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, and 3 essential fatty acids? Did they ever tell you that? No, probably not. They probably told you need a prednisone or Xanax or whatever. Well, I'm here to tell you today, there is a better way. I've watched people go to the doctor for years and years. I've watched people go to the doctor and get false diagnosis and be killed. We're gonna be getting into a story that Fox News is covering here today. Not right now. I'm gonna go to calls right away, but I'm just gonna mention this. This young lady had a false diagnosis of cancer, and they radiated her until her face was disfigured. They found out after that this woman didn't actually have cancer, young girl. And so, out of the goodness of their heart, they're giving her free reconstructive surgery. Well, you know that she's never going to look the same again. All the plastic and the surgery in the world has a tendency to make people look weird. Not only that, but in the news here, they're talking about children that are cancer survivors, and down the road a few years, they're developing all kinds of health problems. Now, to be considered a cancer survivor, you gotta make it 5 years. If you die after that, you're still a cancer survivor, and it wasn't our fault. In fact, if they kill you with the treatment, that wasn't their fault either. You shouldn't have been born with that bad gene. Well, it's lies and deception. Lies and deception. And we got to use the brain that God gave us to find a better way. Now, I'm good at using longevity products for a host of different issues. Sometimes Dr. Glidden's got to step in and somebody needs a little extra. But with that said, let's talk to Mary in Oregon. Mary, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, I am.
Hello, Mary. How's the weather in Oregon today?
It's raining, but we love the rain because the rain keeps us warm.
Nice. I drove through Oregon once, and you have a beautiful state there.
Yes, it is.
So what's on your mind today?
I'm not calling for help. I'm calling because I was listening to your show 2 weeks ago when Stephanie called about her husband who was losing weight, had lost weight.
Yeah, I remember that call. Stephanie heard about us. They were watching. They saw it on Benny Hinn, and her husband had lost, I think, about 90 pounds. He was a fairly big guy, and he was unable to lose weight. But see what had happened. They had just gotten a Healthy Start pack about 2 days before, and I wanted to see what was going to happen. But you know what, Mary? I want to hear your thoughts on the subject. Go ahead.
Well, the reason I called is because there was a period of time in my longevity recovery when I was not able to gain weight, and I have the cause of that directly from Dr. Wallach's mouth.
Oh, good. Let's hear it.
It's the exact same reason when you can't gain weight. Mineral deficiency.
Yeah,
It's just a different manifestation.
Right. And see, I figured that because I've watched it happen with it's strange when you watch somebody from the time they start taking a Healthy Start Pack or even just a Tangy Tangerine. It's like they almost become a different person altogether. It's like a transformation. They get color in their face, color in their hair. They get to their ideal body weight. And so, Mary, you had a health recovery, and gaining weight was one of the things on your list. Tell me what happened with you.
All right. Well, I actually was overweight, like a typical American, and I lost the weight stupidly through sheer will, and then found Dr. Wallach.
Right. So you were probably really depleted from the weight loss without the Mighty 90. So did you have any extenuating circumstances surrounding that?
Well, I don't exactly know what you mean, but I had a ton of health problems just because I was raised typically,
Yeah. Okay, so you said had. What have you overcome?
Oh, gosh. A whole list of things.
I want to hear it, Mary. You know what, Mary? I talk to people all the time that are new listeners, and they'll say to me, "You talk a really good game, but you're making a lot of people just don't believe what this actually does for you." So I'm really happy that you called in, and that goes to anybody else out there as well. If you've had what can only be described as a miraculous health recovery, I want you to call in today so that our new listeners can hear this, because they need to get their health back. So Mary in Oregon, you got the floor. Let me know what happened with you. How'd you find out about us? How did it start off, and what have you overcome?
Okay, well, first let's finish the train of thought of why I lost weight.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so then I joined Longevity, and I experienced all the wonderful things we experienced, and then they want us to do hair analysis, and I thought that was a great idea. So I did the hair analysis, and Dr. Milan told me what to do to get rid of the toxic chemicals that were in my body. And what she had me do was just double of everything. And actually, this was so many years ago that we now call it the Healthy Start Pack, but I just doubled up on the Healthy Start Pack. And I was absolutely amazed at how fast the toxic chemicals came out. I expected I was going to be going through for a couple of years, and they were almost non-existent after 1 year.
Right.
Well, then I was able to go back to just the normal, what we're now calling the Healthy Start Pack, instead of doubling up. So I'm almost positive what happened was my body at that time perceived that I was minerally deficient, because I didn't even notice I was losing weight till people came up to me and said, "Oh my gosh, you're way too skinny." And I went and weighed myself and found out I was. So then Dr. Wallach told me how to gain weight, and I gained the weight back again. And what Dr. Wallach says is you just eat what you're eating already, and then with every meal you eat baked potato and butter. And so I gained the weight back, and I just assumed it would stay on, but it didn't. Well, I had people coming back up to me after a while and telling me the same thing. And that's when I talked to him personally, and he told me, he said that the inability to gain weight is a mineral deficiency.
Beautiful. And he said that right to you. And there's so many things that this stuff does. And sometimes it's a little bit overwhelming when you're taking calls, trying to fit them into a 15-minute segment. But that's beautiful. And you know what? I've seen, not so much with gaining weight, but the weight loss that I've seen has been absolutely phenomenal. You can't even explain it. unless you see it happen with somebody. I mean, we had a woman here in her 60s. She was overweight. She had a walker. She was on oxygen. And I got her on just a Healthy Start pack. Well, she lost 30 pounds in 2 months, and she threw away the walker, and now her doctors are talking about taking her off the oxygen, and she still smokes. So, like, you know, I'm not advocating smoking, but that was amazing. So what else? You know, you lost the weight, you were looking good. What else did you overcome, Mary?
Well, would you mind if I called back in and was that in another week? Because I actually, Dr. Glidden asked me that question once, and I wasn't able to think of everything. So I've got it all written down somewhere. I just can't find it right now while you and I are talking. I looked for it, but I can't find it. So I'd be glad to call back in a couple weeks, because I could tell you off the top of my head. I mean, I haven't had headaches in over 10 years. I've been involved with Youngevity since 2002. I sleep like a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to think of, you know that it's hard to think of what's not there anymore when it's not there, but there's a whole list of things.
Yeah, it's amazing if you do sit down and think about it. Like we had, you know, if you've been listening to the show when I do it on Fridays every once in a while, you know that we hold meetings here every Thursday. And we got asking people, what have you overcome with Youngevity? And they were just coming, oh yeah, and then there was this, and oh yeah, then there was this. And, you know, you can't even, just like Mary said, you can't even remember it all. Mary, we're going to come back to you after this break. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. Stick around, Mary. We'll finish up with you, and then we'll go to Ingrid in Florida. Welcome back to Live. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden, talking to Mary in Oregon. And Mary, you've been involved with Youngevity since 2002, you said?
That's correct.
And, okay, I want to get into just a little bit about the business aspect. What have you seen with that end of it?
Well, I have finally been successful in finding a way to get it to the public. We are doing what I call info gatherings downtown on the main street, and we're showing Dr. Glidden's DVDs, and I'm going to start having special emphasis on his the science behind Youngevity, because we did have a problem with people not liking the doctor bashing going on, which I love. I love the doctor bash, but his webinar, The Science Behind Youngevity, has no doctor bashing in it, so that's going to be the first thing we're going to introduce to people when they walk in the door. We're going to show them that.
That's a great idea, and I like your approach. And you know what? I was just talking to somebody this morning. They said the same thing to me. I don't like how he bashes doctors all the time. They're just good guys, and they're doing their job. And no. You don't understand. He has seen people die from their treatments on a regular basis. People that could have gone to him or were on the fence. And you got to understand, these things are killing people. I was... Dr. Wallach was just finishing up his radio show, and we were at West Edmonton Mall. He was going to speak that night. The guy's 75 years old, and we did a television interview in the morning, ran up to Edmonton. He did a show, and I asked him if he wanted to rest before he had to speak that night, and he said, no way, we got wars to win. And we are quite honestly in a war, and that's what people don't understand. And with the doctor bashing, it's not bashing, it's pointing out the fact that you are taking your life into your hands by going to these people. It doesn't matter how nice they are. It's quite honestly a modern day medical house of horrors, torture chamber. And people just don't get it. So you're doing good with the business. Tell me this, have you ever tried the Bloomin' Minerals in your yard and garden?
No, that's going to be my plan. I want to tell you, though, I just quoted you yesterday to someone on what you said to Dr. Wallach when he came back out again about we've got wars to win.
Yeah.
I quoted you. Yeah, because I listen to all your shows.
Do you? That's great. Yeah, I know I haven't met Dr. Wallach too many times, just the once there, but he leaves such a big impression on you. The man is very, very passionate. I asked him, do you ever get tired of doing the same old shtick all over and over again? And he said, no, not as long as we can save one child. I'll travel to any city in the world. So, that really impressed me. Mary, thanks for calling.
Well, it's good talking to you.
Absolutely. Don't be afraid to call in again and send people our way, and we'll help you get some signups. Let's go over to Ingrid in Florida. Ingrid, are you there, and can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. And I hope you do have a little time here because I have many questions. Are you ready for my questions?
Ingrid, I got nothing but time for you. Let's talk.
Oh, fabulous. Okay. Well, okay. I had, in the beginning of the year, I had talked to Dr. Glidden a few days ago, and he gave me a prescription for different things. And so it's kind of like a follow-up call, but there's more questions that I have, new questions, and there's questions even what he said. So first of all, I want to ask, I know oil is not good, but when you buy some of these, like lutein, I already have these things in my stock, but I'm taking lutein and CoQ10, and these have a base of soybean oil. Is that okay to take? And we're talking about, a capsule. And then,
yeah. You know what? In I wouldn't worry about it in very, very small amounts of it, but there are actually longevity products that do have CoQ10 in them. Mm-hmm. And I'll look that up for you. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. Now the other thing, but I want to finish these up first, and then is eating almonds with the minerals, drinking the minerals or whatever, or tangerine, is that does that leach away the minerals or take the effect away? So I've been eating a lot of almonds.
What it does, almonds, most nuts contain what's called a phytate, and it will bond with a vitamin or a mineral and just pull it right through your body. So,
really?
Absolutely. And you'll also find phytates in spinach or, a few other things. But listen, Ingrid, I hear the music. We got a commercial break, but I'm going to come right back to you. Yeah, okay. You just hang on there. We'll come right back to you. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden, back after this. Welcome back. We're live. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. We're with Ingrid in Florida. Before the break, we were talking about phytates. Now, there's a number of foods that contain phytates, and here's the deal. A phytate will bond with a vitamin or a mineral and just pull it right out of your body, as is my understanding. Now, a number of foods contain them, and you want to avoid things like spinach, rice, nuts, pinto beans, almonds, of course, which is a nut, tofu, sesame seeds. There's a few of them, but here's the deal. A phytate on its own will not hurt you. It will just, it'll nutritionally deplete you. So what you want to do, if you like your almonds, right? Am I correct, Ingrid?
I eat a lot of them, too.
Yeah, so what you want to do is you want to maybe spread that out about 2 hours before and after you take your vitamins, because
2 hours, not 1 hour, but 2 hours.
I would, because
2 hours before and 2 hours after.
Yep. Because if you want to achieve maximum health results, as Dr. Wallach is fond of saying, it's not what you eat, it's what you absorb. Okay. Right. Yeah, so you want that stuff to absorb into your small intestine. You don't want anything getting in the way of that. And that's also why we have the 10 bad food list. So no carbonated beverages either. Anything with carbonation in it, an hour before or after you eat. Carbonation neutralizes stomach acids. And
1 hour before or 1 hour after. Even some good water that has a little fizzy in it, like mineral water.
Yes. Yeah, I'd avoid the fizzy altogether because, you can live without it, right?
Yeah, right. Well, I have some that's pretty, okay. I don't take it very often, but, I drink a lot of water, though. I drink a lot of water.
That's a good thing.
Okay, that's a good thing.
Okay, so you had more stuff you wanted to talk about. Let's get to it.
Yeah. Well, I was taking your stuff. I was taking the Ultimate Glucogel and Healthy Body Start. I started with that in February. And so, indulgently, I was taking this all. And now maybe it was because of the almonds. I ate a lot of almonds. But I wonder, maybe I didn't absorb this correctly or so. But now my hair has been falling out.
Oh,
And
yeah,
my nails have ridges, which shows that there's some kind of deficiency. And then the symptoms that I've had, for which I took this, started taking it, haven't gone away. In fact, I've had more of a problem, so to speak. So I don't know if I'm taking the right thing or not. When I talked to the doctor, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, you talked to Dr. Glidden, and based on the information that you gave him, I'm not going to improve on what he told you.
Right.
But like he says, the only time this doesn't work is if somebody's not taking it, not taking the right amount for body weight, or they're not absorbing it. So, what exactly are you taking based on Dr. Glidden's recommendation?
Now, what he recommended, and I haven't ordered it yet, is Tangerine, which I took before, but it was too sweet. And I had problems with it because the powder would just, go to the bottom of the bottle, and it was like it just didn't dissolve. And so it would separate constantly. And then the other thing was EFA Plus, which I have been taking. The Cal Toddy, which is new because I've been taking the Cal FX. He recommended 2 bottles of that and 2 bottles of the liquid glucose gel instead of the capsules. Now, the capsules have been easier to take because I don't have to go to the refrigerator to go get this stuff. Does that make sense? So that's my question, because what he's ordered, or what he told me to get, the Cal Toddy and the liquid form has been, I don't want to be fussy, but when you're walking around with 2 canes and you're holding on to you're a little bit, you've had a health challenge, a major health challenge. You don't want to be standing in the kitchen trying to work with this stuff and dropping stuff and spilling stuff, and you don't want to have messy stuff. So capsules are the easiest way to go. But I know that liquid is going to be more absorbable too. But for instance, the Cal FX, calcium, I've had
the OsteoFX.
I've been drinking out of whatever it is. I've been drinking out of that blue. Okay, there you go. Sorry. I've been drinking out of the bottle recently because, trying to do with the tablespoons, and spilling and that sort of thing, which I normally don't do, but it's just because I'm of the circumstances, you could say, that is, which I say. So I'm drinking out of the bottle and I'm shaking it, of course, but I've noticed it got lumpier and lumpier and lumpier. And, there are things that are not so easy, maybe I'm finding that out, and that's not so good. And like I said, the powder form, the Tangerine, that just didn't shake well. And, the only time it worked well was in a glass blender, but right now I'm not able to do all that stuff. So, anyway. So maybe you. I was just going
to ask you if you had a blender or a magic bullet that you could put it all in. You're telling me you drink a whole lot of water, right?
Drink a lot of water because I can drink that out of a bottle. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm using a walker, and the refrigerator is way far away from the bed, and I'm lying on the bed most of the day.
Yeah, you got a fight ahead of you.
I'm not outside at all. I've been homebound for the whole year, basically. So I'm not getting the sunshine or anything.
It's an uphill climb, right?
Yeah, it was a major challenge.
Yeah.
But I believe Jesus is my healer. Jesus is my healer, and he'll, whatever I need to do nutrient-wise, I'm going to do it. So, but it has to be easier for me because to get all this, if it's going to be difficult, especially the glucose gel, now if that's going to be in a liquid form, which is more absorbable, I'm not able to run out to the refrigerator every 2 hours and take a whole bunch of stuff, so I go out the refrigerator maybe twice a day, so that's about it in the kitchen.
Well, and you know what? If you mix it all up in one shot and then just drink it very slowly over the day instead of running back and forth so that you have it with you maybe in 2 bottles, you're drinking a lot of water, it sounds like. But quite honestly, do you have anybody to help you out, like that could come by and mix it up for you in the morning
No.
You're on your own?
No relatives, totally on my own, yeah.
Okay.
But you know what I'm saying, and I have faith.
Well, you know what? Yeah, and he said, "Ask and it shall be given," right? And you want to get your health back, and he's led you to here. So, did Dr. Glidden talk to you about the 10 bad food list? Didn't he?
Well, he didn't talk about it, but he referred to it, and I looked it up online.
Okay,
so I'm
good.
doing okay there. I'm not doing any. I stopped all bread in February. And when I watched Joel Wallach on Benny Hinn, I stopped taking a lot of stuff. So I was using olive oil to make nut butters every once in a while, and that was very good. But I'm not doing that even, So I'm eating a lot of eggs now. I'm eating fruit and vegetables, some vegetables, celery, raw celery, bananas. But no, I try to stay away from sugar, and except for some chocolate, which bitter chocolate, which doesn't have hardly any sugar in it. And I'm eating a lot of Greek yogurt, plain Greek yogurt. So eggs. And
That's good for some probiotics.
Yeah, it is good. And also, a doctor I had seen earlier in the year told me to take the magnesium, that I was deficient in magnesium when she did some testing in December before the health challenge. She said that I was, so she gave me magnesium. She gave me magnesium chelate, and I'm not able to get that locally, but I went to a chiropractor yesterday for the first time, and I bought from them a different one. It was magnesium, let me see, what is this thing? Solgar.
Well, hang on a second, Ingrid. Here's the deal.
Citrate.
Yeah. Magnesium on its own is, you need, here's the deal. Nutrients travel in packs. Okay? Now, magnesium runs with calcium and vitamin D, and that is why the OsteoFX was specifically formulated, right? It's got boron, glucosamine sulfate, magnesium, zinc, copper, calcium, phosphorus, vitamin D3. It's a mix, right? It's a recipe. So if I was you, I would not bother with just a single magnesium complex, because you need other things with it, and that's why Dr. Wallach put things together the way that he did. It's all about the recipe. So here's the deal:
how much magnesium is in that, though? Is it
how
400?
much magnesium?
Yeah,
300 milligrams.
Oh, it is.
Yep.
You would think that I would have enough then, because it seems like. But whenever I've taken the magnesium, so she gave me maybe one a day, which is 150 milligrams. It helped with pain.
Yeah, well, here's the deal. You've been eating all those almonds and stuff this whole time, and if you're not absorbing these things properly, it's not getting into your bloodstream through your small intestine, right? Mm-hmm. So you're going to have to eliminate anything with phytates, and we want to get 2
hours before and 2 hours after, you're saying.
Yeah, if you can, but if you're going to be drinking it all day, then maybe you'll just have to find a different snack.
Well, I'll drink. I won't drink it all day. I'll just drink it all at once. But that's not a good idea either, because if I take Glucogel all at once, that's not a good idea.
Well,
you want to take it all at once, you're going to secrete it. Your body can't take so much, double up and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Tell me this: do you get any diarrhea from the products?
No. I know with magnesium, though, you can get diarrhea if you don't eat food with it.
Well, you know what? If you're not getting the diarrhea, that's a really good sign right there. That's a really good sign right there. So, you need to get the proper amounts in you, and I'm positive that Dr. Glidden would have given you those. So, really, it's just a matter of buckling down and doing what needs to be done. And it sounds like you're in rough shape. I mean, you got a walker, you're having a hard time just getting to your fridge, you can't go outside.
Can't drive.
Can't drive, yeah. You got a few things that you're going to have to get over.
A lot of things dealing with, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of things. Yeah. But how long you been going to doctors for all of this?
Oh, well, it just started this year.
Oh, this all started this year?
Yeah, well, the very end of last year, actually. It was December 28th. And I had difficulty getting off the bed. And the Dr. Glidden asked me about this, but as I remember now, I didn't tell him the full story, because I said I had shooting pains, mostly in my back, that were hitting my legs, but also I couldn't move my legs. I remember that. I couldn't move my legs. It was like a crippling thing going on, like a crippling attack.
Right.
I couldn't even lift my legs up or anything, and it took a half an hour to get off the bed.
Okay, so with what you're taking, did he recommend a bottle of plant-derived minerals?
No. I mean, he said, I'm not taking those things yet. I mean, right now I'm taking, to be honest with you, I'm taking Body Super Ultra Body Toddy instead of the Tangerine. I'm taking Ultra Body Toddy. Do you know about that product? Because that one I'm happy with.
Yeah, I do, and that's a good one. But with how far you are, you're going to need the full Healthy Start Pack. You need all of it, like and with the glucogel liquid, that's absolutely essential for reconnective tissue. Okay,
right.
so
well,
you're
okay. What I have been taking is the EFA Plus, the glucogel in the capsule form, and the Ultra Body Toddy.
Okay.
And the calcium or the Osteo FX. That's what those are the 4 products I've been taking.
All right, so you're going to have to get the stuff also that Dr. Glidden recommended. And with what you said about your legs, I would go with a bottle of plant-derived minerals as well. I hear the music. That means we got a break. Ingrid, I'll talk to you some more on the other side here. We'll get this figured out. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden back after this. Welcome back. We're live. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. We're talking to Ingrid in Florida, and this poor girl has had all kinds of problems, and we're trying to get it figured out here. And it's only preliminary right now, but I have seen people come back from the types of things that you're describing, Ingrid, and I really would like to see you get the rest of the product that Dr. Glidden recommended, because there's, we have the Healthy Start Pack just for basic health, right? But sometimes there's that secret sauce that goes on things, and in this case, it's the glucogel caps. But quite honestly, I would like to see you add to that repertoire some plant-derived minerals.
Okay.
A bottle of plant-derived minerals.
Okay, what number is that, or what, and how much?
The number, I don't have it right in front of me. I can look it up. But yeah, go on your back office and look it up, or just call Longevity. They'll know.
Yeah.
And
liquid minerals, the one that's advertised on the radio, colloidal, right?
Yeah.
Colloidal ones. Okay. Does that have to be refrigerated too?
I don't think so.
Because all the liquid ones seems to have to be refrigerated, and there's very little space. I mean, when I bend, I can bend to the first shelf and the second shelf, so they have food on it, so there's no room.
You're trying to save yourself trips to the fridge. Yeah. You don't want to have to get out of that, right to the fridge. I get it. I totally get it.
Yeah, the bottom shelf is empty, but I can't get to it, So anyway.
Well, yeah, that's the stuff that you're going to have to figure out. I'm not there, right? But you're just going to have to figure out how to get this stuff into you. Yeah. And it works for just about everybody that does it right. And, I've had people come to my meetings, and, I've got a couple old guys, and one of them followed everything to a T, and he told me about exactly what you're telling me. He had such bad pain and everything, and he couldn't even get out of bed, and life was very, very difficult. And now he's skipping and jumping and happy like a 21-year-old. He's in his 60s. Yeah, and so
how long did it take?
It took about 4 months.
Okay. There may have been some nerve and muscle damage. That's what 2 doctors have said. And now I went to a chiropractor yesterday, and now she didn't do anything except just to assess, so I knew that I was okay, because I have to get this good stuff in me before I go have manipulation or adjustments. But she said there's a bunch of stuff going on, and anyway, she said it didn't look like a disc problem or anything like that. But I mean, hopefully there's no nerve damage, So
yeah.
Can your stuff actually reverse that stuff? I mean, glucogel is for that as well, or is it just for arthritis?
Well, I would like it if you could get a lot of eggs into you in a day too. It sounds like you're having a hard
about
time.
5 or 6 eggs. I'm eating about 5 or 6 eggs a day.
Okay, well that's great.
Yeah, and they're soft-boiled, mostly soft-boiled.
Yep, that's how you do it. So, you're just starting, right? So you're gonna have.
I started, yeah. But I'm
you're gonna have to give it a little bit of time, but you're gonna have to really follow it. And back to the almonds thing. I would, if you still got to have them,
I crave them. It's the most amazing thing, and they're clean. I mean, I'm saying I don't have to go to the refrigerator for them. They're in a jar. They're easy to manage, and they're so healthy. They've got magnesium, and maybe that's why. Maybe I'm hungry for magnesium. I don't know. But I was eating those with your product in the beginning because I wasn't eating any food, and I was losing a lot of weight. I lost a lot of weight this year. I don't think it's because I can't say it's, I'm not so sure it was a product because it happened before the product. I lost
well, you know what?
Weight,
just keep going doing what you're doing, okay?
Okay.
And Ingrid, I'm going to let you go. Keep going. Don't give up. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. Hard break coming up. We'll be back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We're live. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden, coming at you live from Western Canada, specifically Camrose, Alberta. Beautiful day. Call-in line is 1-844-374-5433. Once again, that's 1-844-374-5433. Now, if you would like to get on board with Youngevity and get your health back, possibly the health of a child, a mother, a dad, a grandpa, a grandma, whatever, somebody in your life that you love, you can get in touch with teamglidden.ca. That's 1-800-705-6892. Once again, 1-800-705-6892. Now, demineralized people can be absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. I mean, I played in a band several bands for a lot of years, and we were in bars all the time and stuff like that. And I've seen people act absolutely crazy. I mean, it's one thing to be in a denutritionalized body in the first place, but then you throw in alcohol or a drug, and things really get bad fast. Now, last week we were talking about this drug Chantix that was causing people to kill themselves or other people. Now, I've got this clip ready of the commercial for it, and I want you to listen to the side effects, okay? They call them side effects, but really they're effects, right? And it doesn't happen to everybody, but if you're on these drugs, you could be a ticking time bomb to anybody around you. Let's roll that clip.
Talk to your doctor about Chantix and a support plan that's right for you. Some people have had changes in behavior, hostility, agitation, depressed mood, and suicidal thoughts or actions while taking or after stopping Chantix. If you notice agitation, hostility, depression, or changes in behavior, thinking, or mood that are not typical for you, or if you develop suicidal thoughts or actions, stop taking Chantix and call your doctor right away. Talk to your doctor about any history of depression or other mental health problems, which can get worse while taking Chantix. Some people can have allergic or serious skin reactions to Chantix, some of which can be life-threatening. If you notice swelling of face, mouth, throat, or a rash, stop taking Chantix and see your doctor right away. Tell your doctor which medicines you're taking, as they may work differently when you quit smoking. Chantix dosing may be different if you have kidney problems. The most common side effect is nausea. Patients also reported trouble sleeping and vivid, unusual, or strange dreams. Until you know how Chantix may affect you, use caution when driving or operating machinery. Chantix should not be taken with other quit smoking products.
So, I'd rather eat a pack of cigarettes every day than take that crap. And it's not just, they even warn you, right? If you experience feelings of hostility, call the doctor that told you to take it in the first place. And what's he going to do? He's going to give you another drug, right? It's that simple. So this is catching on. A lot of people are noticing this. Because, and it goes back to, you remember a few years back, it was bath salts. Bath salts, right? The military, the U.S. military put out a video to his soldiers about bath salts, and it looked like reefer madness with CGI, right? And then there was this rash of naked people eating people's faces, right? And It was bath salts. Well, let me ask you this. When's the last time you heard about bath salts or naked people eating other people's faces in the news? You don't hear about it. So we've got people freaking out on these drugs, and it's being reported, but it's being swept under the rug because these so-called news agencies, they know where their bread is buttered. We got another clip we're going to play for you. Let's roll that one right now.
Found Chantix may increase a smoker's risk of having a heart attack by 72%.
Wow. And yet so many people think this is such a successful
They're desperate
drug.
to quit smoking.
Yeah.
They're desperate to quit smoking.
Joining us now to talk about this development is CNN senior medical correspondent Elizabeth Cohen. Elizabeth, this is complicated on a few levels, because if it works to stop you smoking, is the risk worth it, and then you don't take it once you've stopped smoking? Tell me how this is working out.
You know, each person is different, Allie, and it really depends. Some people take this drug and it helps them quit smoking and they're able to continue taking it. Other people take this drug and maybe it helps them quit smoking, but maybe it also makes them more likely to have a heart attack. And so it really is, you just have to talk to your doctor and figure out help think about sort of which camp you might fall into. How long do you want to take the drug for? There are so many different things at play. And Allie, I want to tell you about another issue with this drug, because it's not just the heart attacks. Take a look at this. On the label, it warns that people who take Chantix also may be more likely to have a depressed mood or suicidal actions, hostility, or agitation. So, you ask the question, is it worth it? Should you take this? You also have to take that into play, that sometimes this drug can make people have these feelings.
So the warning label reflects those things you just talked about, these other concerns about this drug as well. Pfizer makes this drug. What do they think, or what are they saying about the heart attack study?
Right. Pfizer is saying that the folks who did that heart attack study, that they did their math wrong. They say that people who take Chantix are not 72% more likely to have a heart attack. Instead, they say that they're less than 1% more likely to have a heart attack. So somebody's doing their math differently from somebody else. But I do want to say that this is the bottom line. The vast majority of people who take Chantix do not have heart attacks. But according to this study, you are more likely to have a heart attack if you're on Chantix than if you're not.
All right, so somebody's watching this and they're trying. I've spoken to so many people who've tried everything in the world to quit smoking, and Chantix worked for them. What advice can you give people who are trying to quit?
Right. When you're trying to quit, you need to look at the whole landscape of what's out there for you. Be an empowered patient and know the downsides. Don't just take Chantix without knowing that possibly it might give you some kind of a cardiovascular problem or other problem. Look at everything 72%. That you could possibly do to quit smoking and decide which one is going to be the best one for you to try. And the way that you do that is you go to cnn.com/empowered patient, and we have an article there that lays out all the options for helping you to quit smoking.
It is so hard for people to quit. I mean, this is why, more evidence that you shouldn't start in the first place, but it's hard to tell people that.
Somehow I knew that was where that conversation was going.
Especially young people, but you can see governments now making it harder
Between
for
the two of you, don't start smoking, and Elizabeth's telling me to exercise more and eat vegetables and all that kind of stuff.
But you know what, Allie? I'm going to interrupt you here because I want to say that smoking is in a whole different category. I know I lecture you all the time about eating better and exercising, and those are both really important. Smoking is in a whole
totally different
category. Just don't.
So Pfizer says that you're 1% more likely to have a heart attack, and now they're saying it's 72%. So you didn't carry the two? Somebody is really screwing this up bad. And quite honestly, well, not to defend smoking, but I've known a lot of people that have done it until they were like 90. So what was their secret? I don't know. It was what they were eating. They were obviously getting enough nutrients. Here's the deal. There's a lot of toxins all around you every day, all the time. It's in your food, it's in the air, it's in the water. But a nutrified body can deal with it. I firmly believe that. If you're getting all 90 essential nutrients into your body on a regular basis, you can deal with just about anything. It's called the theory of net negative toxicity. Dr. Joel Wallach figured it out. So we just take the ball and run with it. I mean, I've overcome so many health problems. I had people telling me, you need coconut oil. You need to get rid of your cleaning products. You need to, no. I needed 90 essential nutrients every single day. And after that happened, I dumped a whole lot of health issues. So quite honestly, when people tell me I smoke, should I stop that? Well, I tell them, get on the Mighty 90, follow the 10 bad food list and see how you feel after that. Because if you're under Nutrified, you're still breaking down. It doesn't matter what you do. We're going to take a call here. We're going to go over to Robert in Los Angeles. Robert, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about yourself, Dr. Glidden?
This is not Dr. Glidden. This is Mike Phillip. I'm his fill-in host every single Friday. And I'm a friend of his and a longevity distributor and aficionado. And you got some things you want to talk about. What's on your mind, Robert?
Yes. Well, I had spoken with Dr. Glidden maybe about 3 weeks ago, and my dad started taking the products, but he probably has about a week or so taking them. I have like 3 questions, but the first one is because he is trying to acidify his stomach. I'm kind of concerned because he started to get this pain and he has an ulcer. So I don't know if by making it more acid, I know that that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to make the stomach more acid, but
he's got an ulcer.
I'm sorry?
But he has an ulcer.
Right, yes.
Yeah, you know what can help with that?
What?
Peppermint oil. And we tell people not to take oils at all. But in this case, a little bit of peppermint oil can help greatly. Now, also, aloe vera. Okay, aloe vera juice.
Okay.
Can really help with healing in the stomach lining and in the intestinal wall. So I would actually suggest that he take the Mackie Plus. Okay, the Mackie. That's got aloe vera in it, and it's great for speeding up the healing of the intestinal wall and the stomach. But if all you can do is just get some aloe vera juice, you can do that as well, and you can get that at any health food store anywhere. Robert, I hear the music, and that means we got a break coming, but just stick around because you got more questions. I want to talk to you. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. We'll be back after this. Welcome back. We're live. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. The call-in line is 1-844-374-5433. Once again, a little bit slower this time. 844-374-5433. Now, before the break, we were talking to Robert in Los Angeles, and we were talking about your dad. You've had him on the products for about a week, and he had a bad stomach lining. He's got an ulcer. He had bad stomach acid for a long time. Have you got him on a healthy digestion pack?
Yes, I have him on the Killer Biotic. I got a Healthy Brain and Heart pack, but I also got him on Killer Biotic, Ultimate Enzymes. Those are the 2 I got him on.
Okay, that's good. And and you said he was having a little bit of trouble with the products. He was getting some pain in his stomach.
Well, I'm not sure. Like, I don't. Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking because I've just had him stay off or have him salt the food a lot more.
Yeah.
And I don't know if maybe that could be irritating his ulcer or whatnot. But it may even be something else. I'm not. It may even be a bacteria or like a E. coli or. But I know that he does have an ulcer, so it sounds like the ulcer, really.
Yeah. So it's going to take a little bit of time to heal that stomach lining. Here's the deal. Nutritional health starts with the stomach. That's the very first place it starts, because if you can't break down what you're eating to go into the small intestine in such a way that it's absorbable, then, you're not going to be able to get any nutrition out of anything, and you're only getting about 30% of what you need through the foods we eat every single day, right? So, here he is, and he's got this ulcer, and his stomach lining has broken down. So we got to rebuild that the best that we can. And it might take a little bit of time. But like I said, people have had success with a little bit of peppermint oil and aloe vera juice. And you can get good results for that with the Mackie Plus. But if you need to do something right away, you can go anywhere and get aloe vera juice, and it's cheap.
Okay.
And
I'm sorry, is the Mackie Plus, is that a longevity product?
yes, it is.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And now I have another question about one of my friends.
Yeah, you had 3 of them.
Yeah.
So go ahead. Let's do number 2 here.
Okay, so, one of my friends, she told me that she had, 6 different things going on. She weighs 162 pounds. She's 52. Her height is 5'1".
Yep.
She has hypothyroidism. She has inflammation in the abdomen area. She has a fatty liver. She has inflamed ovaries, or one of them. Irregular periods, and sometimes when she's stressed out, she can get some balls behind her head. On the head.
All right. So this woman is 52. She's 160 pounds. She's has problems with her thyroid and just a mess of things, right? She's got her liver is in bad shape. Is she taking any medications for the thyroid?
No.
No?
I think she's just taking those supplements. I don't really know what she's taking.
Okay. Is she taking any longevity products?
No, she has not yet.
Okay. You know what? Let's see if we can't help your friend out here. So, your body, what we do here, everything is based on the work of Dr. Joel Wallach, right? So your body needs minerals badly. And one of them, and in fact, Dr. Glidden sued the FDA to be able to talk about it, is selenium, okay? Your friend needs selenium. And I would suggest, me personally, if it were me, with all the problems she's having, I would have 2 bottles of Ultimate Selenium per month. Are you writing this down?
Yes.
Okay, 2 bottles of Ultimate Selenium per month. Now, if she's having problems with her thyroid, that points to a calcium deficiency. Okay, but the good thing about that is we've got everything in the Healthy Start Pack, and I hear the music again. There's never enough time. But please hang on, Robert. We're gonna come back to you, and let's get your friend fixed up. Let's go to your 3rd question. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. We'll be back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. Now, before the break, we were talking to Robert. I'm going to give out the call-in line. We'll try and take another call if we can after this. 844-374-5433. And we're going to go back to Robert. He's got a friend that is in the weeds. She's got all kinds of problems. We were talking about selenium before that. And if it were me, I would get her on 2 bottles of Ultimate Selenium. Now, we were talking a little bit about the other stuff going on. She's got a bad thyroid. Well, let me just say not a bad thyroid, but she's under-nutrified. Now, your body needs 60 minerals, and I would say probably the biggest one is calcium. I mean, they all run in packs, and you need them all, right? But calcium is the lion's share of mineral needs in your body, and for a thyroid, that is definitely the case. So I would definitely get her on, instead of just getting the 2 bottles of Ultimate Selenium, 2 healthy brain and heart packs, and that'll help as well with the inflammation that she has going on in her body, because we don't target just specific things. You phone in and you say, I've got this, and this going on. Well, quite honestly, it's really simple. Your body needs 90 essential minerals, vitamins, and amino and fatty acids. And once you get those in you in a way that your body can absorb them, everything starts working simultaneously. And you'll notice it because the problems that you were looking to overcome, those start to melt away. But it's not because we specifically targeted them. It's because we gave the whole body what it needs, hence the word holistic, right? So the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack also contains Cell Shield RTQ. RTQ stands for resveratrol, turmeric, and quercetin. It's a great anti-inflammatory. And so, for at 160 pounds, I would give this lady 2 Healthy Brain and Heart Packs. And I would also throw in with that 2 bottles of plant-derived minerals. If you can't do the plant-derived minerals, bare minimum, 2 Healthy Brain and Heart Packs. Does that sound good to you, Robert?
Yes. Now, I think she said that she does not want to take anything with shell.
Does she have an allergy?
I think so.
To shellfish? Okay, so what you have to do when you get these products, you're going to have to make sure that you get the Liquid Beyond Osteo FX. Okay, Liquid Beyond Osteo FX. Now, Youngevity has a Healthy Start Pack that has the Tangy Tangerine 2.0 with the Liquid Beyond Osteo FX. The Liquid Beyond Osteo FX is shellfish free. And if you have to go into your back office or hers once you sign her up and tailor make a pack for her, just order the Cell Shield RTQ and the Ultimate Selenium, as well as the Beyond Osteo FX, Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0, and Ultimate EFAs. And once she gets them, she's going to have to follow that 10 bad food list. Have you told her about that?
Yes, I have.
Okay, good. Is she starting on it?
Yes, she has.
Good girl. Is she listening right now?
Yes, she is.
Okay, well, you know what? You're a friend of Robert. You got a good friend there in Robert because he knows the right place to go. And you're going to watch these problems just kind of melt away like a candle. That's been my experience. Once your body's got what it needs, it starts functioning optimally and you can deal with just about anything. And that has been my experience. So follow that 10 bad food list and get 2 Healthy Brain and Heart Packs. Let Robert give you a hand with it because you can't get no shellfish, right? And out of everything I just told you to order, the only thing you really got to watch is you want the Beyond Osteo FX Liquid. It is shellfish free. And once you do that, life will be good. Now, Robert, you got a third question.
Yes. It kind of relates to also my dad because of the ulcer.
Yep.
So I've heard a lot of good things about alkaline water.
Yeah.
But I know so I'm kind of confused because I know I want to make the stomach more acid, but wouldn't alkaline water make it more, I guess, alkaline, less acid? And
yeah, I totally get your confusion because before I got involved with Youngevity, I was the same. It was the same thing for me. You're running around looking for different things on the internet, and there's a whole camp of people that tell you, oh, just take coconut oil and it'll fix everything. And, oh, you got to alkalize you got to lower your pH level. Well, if you go messing around with lowering the pH level in your body, where does that alkaline have to go first? Your stomach. So if you're doing things intentionally to lower a pH level when your stomach needs to have a high pH level in order to break down the food that's going into it, you're messing with things, right? So Dr. Wallach figured out that you absolutely need sodium and calcium, right? So you need that salt and calcium, And, if you're going to mess around with just one thing here and there, you're absolutely not going to get those health results. Your stomach needs that acid. It is made to be a bag of acid. Right? So if you're going to lower your acidity level in your body and you're going to go through your stomach to do it, it's counterproductive because you're not going to be able to break down the nutrients in the food that you need. And there's a lot of people running around with a lot of really bad information. And that's not your fault, Robert. Absolutely not at all. But what it is that, people get their own ideas and you've got, look at Linus Pauling. His big thing was vitamin C, vitamin C, vitamin C. Well, vitamin C is great, but as far as I'm concerned, it's low on the list, right? It needs to be there, but it's absolutely not the be-all, end-all. So, I wouldn't worry about adjusting your dad's acidity level in his body. I would let your dad's body worry about that. And once it's got the essentials, it'll take care of the acidity level on its own. And that is my opinion, but I've seen it with other people. And try getting your dad to do a few of those suggestions that I had for you, and let's see what happens from there, and just keep in touch with the show. Now, how'd you, Robert, you've been on Youngevity for a while now, I'm assuming?
Also for like just a week and a half, just like my dad.
Oh, you just started?
Yeah, but I've been listening, going on YouTube and tuning in the radio show, and also The Doctors Don't Lie. I've just been wanting to learn as much as I can.
That's great. That's great. And like I say, I've seen many people recover their health. Now, I've also seen a lot of people try this for about 2 weeks and then walk away because they didn't get what they wanted overnight, and Rome wasn't built in a day. Do you know what I'm saying? So, you've got to stick with that 10 bad food list. But if you do, and you're getting enough into you and you're absorbing it properly, you will definitely see changes in your health. So, it's just Rome wasn't built in a day. We've got a whole lot of years of damage in our bodies that we have to overcome. And it's really that simple. So the only person that knows how far is too far is God. And, duty belongs to us, consequence belongs to God. And it's that simple. So, get your dad. Let's help him get his stomach lining fixed. Let's help him get his body strengthened. And I predict that you're going to see a difference in him over time. So, give it, we tell people 90 for life, right? That means 90 essentials for 90 days at least. Have you felt anything yet yourself, Robert, after the first week?
I do feel more energy, and I'm kind of like sleeping better. Like I feel more relaxed when I wake up.
Yeah, it's the same old story. I'll tell you what, you want to have the best sleep of your life, take an ounce of the OsteoFX, but right before you go to bed. My wife was wanting to have a good sleep last night, so I went and I got her 8 HGH and an ounce of OsteoFX, and man, she was gone. I could have threw a party in the living room. She'd have had no idea. So, yeah, and that's the kind of thing that as you go along with this, you figure out these little tricks and what works for you. And once you do, you don't have to worry about calling somebody to ask, because you know yourself and you know how you're responding to everything. And then, just in a little matter of time, Robert, you're going to be just like me, telling people all around you and seeing health effects. And have you ever heard of the Insiders with Dr. Glidden?
No, I have not.
Okay, well, if you go to Fire Your MD... Sorry?
Yes, I have, sorry.
You have? Okay, yeah, check into that. It's $20 a month, and there is a wealth of information. I mean, there's so many hours of webinars on there that you could definitely not watch them in a weekend. And me, I watch them all several times because I like to know what I'm talking about when I talk to people. Because like I said, I'm not a naturopath, but I've gotten better results than actual trained, educated people on the matter. It's just, you don't know what you don't know. And if you can grasp onto the right thing, then you can make a big impact in your family and on the people around you. And I'm really glad that you're doing this for your dad, Robert. I've got my family, most of my family on the products, and the women, they get thinner and more beautiful, more color in their face, and look younger. And same thing with the guys. It's you want to have a good-looking, beautiful, healthy family. This is definitely the way to go, and it sounds like you're already convinced because you're trying it out. And good luck, Robert, and keep in touch with the show and let us know how it's going. Try out those things that I said. And is there anything else you want to talk about, Robert, while I got you on the line?
My grandmother, she has a pacemaker.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, and high blood pressure. And
Yeah,
she was
well,
I know that might take a lot more time, but
yeah. Here's the deal: once a pacemaker's in, it's in. That's it. There's nothing you can do about that. But so they put a pacemaker in her, and she still has high blood pressure. What's going on? How come it's not fixed? Right?
right.
I mean, it's ridiculous. But if you get your grandmother on a healthy start pack, just a bare bones healthy start pack, the Beyond OsteoFX, the BTT 2.0 or Beyond Tangy Tangerine, and the Ultimate EFAs, she can probably see a big difference in her blood pressure. She's going to have to keep an eye out. She's not on any medications, is she?
Yeah, she is. I don't know which ones, but
Probably a statin.
yeah, because it also. I've heard somewhere. I think Dr. Glidden said this, that with statins, it leads to dementia or something, and diabetes. I don't know.
Yeah. It's absolutely the word, like brewed in the devil's toilet bowl. Statin drugs. Get off them. Robert, we're going to let you go. Thanks for the call. This is Mike Phillip, filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. We got one more segment coming up. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back. Mike Phillip, filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden on Fire Your MD Now Radio. Last segment, we got a few minutes left here, and I found this article when I was looking for different material to talk about on the show, and this is how crazy it is, okay? Now, I just want you to listen to this headline. Doctors reconstruct face of woman disfigured by cancer treatments, okay? It was the treatment that disfigured this woman's face. Now, this gets better. Hang on. A woman left disfigured by radiation treatments for a cancer she never had. She never had it. She never had cancer. Is undergoing reconstructive surgery in hopes of restoring her life. Lesia Kotelevskia could be in surgery up to 24 hours at University of Louisville Hospital. The surgery on the 30-year-old woman began Monday. The surgical team is led by Dr. Jared Little, a plastic and reconstructive surgeon with U of L physicians. The doctor is donating his time. Kotelevskia was misdiagnosed about a decade ago in Kazakhstan, a former Soviet republic, and her face was disfigured by radiation treatments, causing a hole in her cheek and making it difficult to eat and talk. She lost her husband, her business, and her home. Her cousin Oleg Senik found Kotelevskia, if I'm butchering that name, I'm sorry, and brought her and her young son to Louisville, where he lives. Now, she never, ever had cancer, but now she's got a messed up face, and it's not her fault. And a lot of these things that are happening to people are not our fault. We put our trust in a dedicated group of professionals called doctors, and they continually let us down. Let's go to another one. This is Fox News. Incontinence is common among older adults in the U.S. Now, you want to talk about an embarrassing predicament to be in, and some of you listening out there are in that right now. But it's not just older adults. Listen to this. Among older adults, incontinence, which is involuntary loss of bladder or bowel control, is a common problem, according to a new report from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. One survey of more than 2,600 adults ages 65 and older, conducted between 2007 and 2010, showed more than half of those surveyed reported experiencing urine leakage or accidental bowel leakage. Similarly, a survey of people living in residential care facilities across the country in 2010 found that about 40% reported experiencing incontinence. Among long-term residents of nursing homes, a 2009 survey found that 75.8% said they were not in complete control of their bladder function or bowel movements, according to the report released today. And that was back on June 25th, so 2 days ago. So, it's awful, right? I mean, and that's not your fault. It really isn't. You should have had the right information in grade 4 health class to deal with this so it never happened. This shouldn't even be an issue. Okay? Listen to this. They go on. Individuals who are incontinent may carry an emotional burden of shame and embarrassment in addition to the physical discomfort and disruption of their lives that occur with the episodes of incontinence, the researchers said. Yeah, you think so? Researchers? Beyond its effects on the well-being of patients, listen to this. Incontinence also represents a financial burden in the United States. The cost of bladder incontinence among adults in 2000 was estimated at $19.5 billion. Get off the gluten, get on the Mighty 90, and get your life back from these embarrassing problems. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. God bless Canada, God bless America, and God bless you.